President Trump has directed the Labor Department to review, that's a euphemism for get rid of, an Obama administration rule requiring financial advisors to observe what's called the fiduciary rule. Now, I understand if you saw this in the newspaper, your eyes would glaze over and you'd reach for another cookie because it sounds as exciting as last year's oatmeal. So let me explain to you why it is exciting. Once upon a time, Americans had pensions. We outgrew that, so we don't have them very much. But those of us who still have them notice that they changed over the last 20 years. They used to be what are called defined benefit pensions. Basically, you put some money away, or your employer did every week, and that got you a certain benefit when you reached 65 or retirement age. You knew you would get X dollars a month to take care of you. This the companies didn't like because it would really squeeze them, because if they put that money into an investment and the investment didn't go real well, they still had to pay you. So they wanted to have it changed. This was considered something that would give Americans freedom. When someone is going to give you freedom, hold on to your wallet because something is going to happen that's uncomfortable soon. So anyway, freedom meant the employer shouldn't have your money while you wait for it to retire. You should have the money. You should be free, there we go, to have that money. So what they did is they changed the pensions, so they're no longer defined benefit, you get a certain amount. Instead, it's called a defined contribution. In other words, every week, your employer takes out a little bit of money and contributes that amount, defined contribution, into a fund for you, and you become free to manage it. And in that freedom, you discover a hustle, if you're awake. Here's the hustle. You're not an investment specialist. You don't know how to do this. No one has ever told you how to do it. So you do what you normally do, like when your car doesn't work, you go to the mechanic, and there's a part of you that understands that you've just turned over something very valuable to a person who is inside laughing their head off because they can do almost anything and you're stuck. Well, an investment advisor is the mechanic of your finances. You're giving him the money, or her, but it's mostly men, giving them the money, and they invest it. They tell you what you should be doing. You should have this stock, you should have this mutual fund, you should have this government security, whatever it is, they tell you. And there's loads of them. It's a huge industry. Okay, now here comes the fiduciary rule. It turns out, and believe me, there are Americans who didn't know this before, so this is going to come as a shock to some of you. It turns out that the advisor to you about how to invest your money may not always give you the best advice for you. He may give you the best advice for him. Because it turns out on this security, he gets 12 cents for every share you buy. On that security, he gets $4. This gives him an incentive, that's how markets work, an incentive to tell you not to buy the one where he gets 12 cents, but to buy the one where he gets $4. Even though what's better for you in your situation is to get the one for 12 cents. The fiduciary rule slowly produced over the last 6 years under the Obama administration had the following stunning idea. We would be able, you and I, to go into court and have a legal case against an advisor if we could show that the advisor put his interest as an advisor ahead of our interest as the client of the advisor. That's the fiduciary rule, that when he invests our money, it should be best for us. Radical breakthrough. Mr. Trump is getting rid of that. Okay? What that does is it means that tens of millions of Americans who are waiting to retire or having money withheld from their check every month or every week are going to be making investment decisions without an advisor who is required by law to do what's best for them. They're instead being put into whatever instrument is best for him. And if I had more time, I don't, I would stop now, and as I often say, I would play the national anthem for 4 or 5 minutes just to make everyone feel better. Next item, a success.